Greetings, comrades, and welcome to another glorious episode. I am delighted at the success of my first podcast YouTube video. I have been told that it got 8 million views. Oh my god, that's tremendous. That's
Comrade,
What?
it actually got 8 views so far.
Yes, comrade, but they don't really need to know that. They don't. No matter the number of views, I am happy to create interesting videos that provoke thought and discussion, as well as allow, especially young people, to become more aware of what is going on around them in terms of politics and current affairs. This episode, I also want to put on YouTube, so please go check it out on the Comrade Cast channel. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this episode. Now, I realize that the last few episodes have been just rants and criticisms. So today, I'd like to discuss something that really impresses me. Despite the challenge of China, the USA remains the most powerful economic and military nation in the world. Therefore, its head of state, their commander-in-chief, the main decision maker, is the most powerful individual in the world. The role of president comes with mind-boggling powers and perks, such as being able to, sort of end the world. And it also comes with a truly awe-inspiring fleet of vehicles. The 3 vehicles that I'd like to discuss and focus on are Air Force One, Marine One, and the Presidential Limo, which comes on its own with a massive motorcade of about 50 vehicles, and I'll tell you why later. I believe we should start with the most famous and arguably the most important vehicle of all, Air Force One. Former Secret Service agent Jonathan Wackrow stated that seeing Air Force One for the first time literally takes your breath away. This clearly shows the significance that the prestige and frankly the power that this vehicle carries. Because if you strip off all the presidential symbols and all the American, all of that, it's just another Boeing 747 that you wouldn't bat an eyelid at because you've seen it so many times. And yet when Air Force One lands, it's like a mad rush to get your phones out and, click, 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 take photos, videos, everything. It goes wild on the internet because it's so impressive. And this is really the same thing for the 2 other vehicles. If you see Marine One, I saw Marine One in London. I remember when I was at secondary school, and it just flew over us. It was madness. Everybody was going crazy. And of course, the Presidential Limo also attracts attention because it's so significant. It carries so much importance. The US is regarded as the country to be allied with because of its tremendous power and significance. This means that the US has to be actively involved in international relations. The president can't get away with that. This means that the president has to travel a lot. That is why Air Force One is so important. Whilst the president is on board, he has exactly the same abilities as he has in the Oval Office. There is a presidential office and a situation room. Therefore, the president can order a nuclear strike from that aircraft without a problem. I would also imagine that the plane is still able to communicate with world leaders from across the globe. Anybody who is significant to that administration would also be able to be contacted from that plane. Along with all the important business, military chefs prepare presidential quality food for the plane. And of course, due to its critically important passenger, Air Force One is very well protected. The name clearly shows the plane is the Air Force's responsibility. Therefore, it should have at its disposal supersonic jets to escort it if necessary. Also, the plane has its own defense mechanisms such as flares that can be released to essentially confuse and misguide projectiles or missiles that could do severe damage to the plane. Also, the plane can continuously fly for nearly 8,000 miles, which is roughly a third of the distance around the globe, which is, quite a lot. Also, before every flight, the plane is polished by hand. That is why it appears very dazzling and very glamorous. No wonder this plane costs $3.2 billion overall.
You serious?
Yes, I'll repeat it again. $3.2 billion of taxpayer money. Ouch. On a single plane. Anyway, moving on from this legendary plane, we have the presidential helicopter, Marine One.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes, got nowhere to run. The night goes on.
It is so presidential that it has its own bathroom, a bathroom on board. Similarly to Air Force One and the limo, there are two versions of this helicopter. One of which flies with the plane, the helicopter, to try and, act as a decoy to prevent the accuracy of attacks. The helicopter is armored and can continue flying even when one of the three engines fails. It can also cruise at 150 miles per hour, not too shabby. And of course, it is very glamorous. A bathroom on board, oh my, unheard of. The president gets a presidential ride. Now, I'd like to move on to my personal favorite vehicle that the president uses, which comes with the most intricate defenses, mainly because, apart from when the president is literally walking slowly down the road, screaming, "Attention assassins! I'm the president! Shoot me!" The US Commander-in-Chief is most in danger on the ground, in the limo. That is why it needs to be secured. And trust me, it certainly is. Ever since the Kennedy assassination in 1963, it finally clicked that the most powerful and therefore the most targeted protectee in the world really shouldn't be riding in an open-top Cadillac. Mainly because when the president's brains are unceremoniously ejected through the means of a sniper, it makes a big mess, a big mess on the passengers' expensive dresses. Do you know how much those dresses cost? Anyway, after that defining day in Dallas, it became clear that the design of the limo had to change. And change it did. The limousine is nicknamed the Beast, and it is well worthy of its name. The doors of the limo are 8 inches thick, mainly made up of armor. So it's comparable to a plane door with, those thick, big, sealed doors. It is built of aluminum, ceramic, steel, and titanium, explaining its resistant armor. The windows are a sniper's best chance, therefore, because they won't break the armor. However, even the windows are now, pretty secure and solidified. The windows on the Beast are 5 inches thick and fully bulletproof. These layers mean that a bullet will be completely stopped within the window, as well as any glass fragments that cause harm when, that explosion goes off, when the bullet hits the window and then glass fragments will fly off into the car. No, that doesn't happen. It will all be stopped within the window. This means that the president is safe. In addition, the base of the limo resists a bomb explosion. The tires are run flat, meaning that the Beast will not lose speed even if the wheels are punctured or flat. The limo is sealed from nuclear, chemical, and biological attacks, with oxygen reserves in the limousine itself. Along with this, the car comes with weapons and rumored tools such as a smoke screen and the potential to release slippery oil to stop pursuers or to mess them up. Yes, I know, it is really all inclusive. But wait, there's more. I won't extend this too long because it could take a bit of time actually. The limo comes with a massive motorcade of about 50 vehicles and up to 100 personnel. This motorcade has ambulances, vehicles that prevent explosive detonation and misguided missiles, communication vehicles, groups of counter-assault specialist teams to fend off attackers, members of the press, secret service, local law enforcement, government officials, the list goes on. The motorcade comes with specialist motorcycles that block roads and traffic, clearing a path for the president, similarly to the Prime Minister of Britain and most other motorcades, so it's not too special, but still, it's worth noting. Finally, the president can break away from the motorcade with a secure package of vehicles in emergency situations. However, I don't really want to get into speaking about one aspect of the limo, and that's the panic button. Apparently, there's a panic button on board. Mainly because, given that this massive motorcade and all this armor is standard for the President of America, it would take a doomsday attack for that panic button to have to be pressed. So let's just hope it never has to be pressed, and it never will be. Hopefully. So today, we have spoken about the incredibly important presidential fleet, which has the tremendous responsibility of transporting and protecting the most powerful individual in the free world, Joe Biden. What can I say? Comrades, thank you for tuning in into another tremendous episode. Please put forward your ideas for further episodes. On YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share this podcast. Spread the love. Give your comrade a helping hand. Godspeed. Over and out.